What's everybody? What's up everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm gonna do another story time because I need to tell y'all about this. So we're gonna do a story time about moving from NC to Mississippi, because I think that's the biggest thing I done ever did in my life. I ain't even gonna lie. Well, it ain't the biggest thing I done ever did, but I ain't never really stayed outside of NC. Never. Not even a small town where I was from, Burlington. Never. Not really. Everybody's right there. So it's like I left all my family. I left everybody, everything. Which I don't regret it, but it was a big move. So, story time. Alright, so starting out. Jeremiah Bennett was at Job Corps for, hold on. Okay, yeah. So Jeremiah went to Job Corps last year, November, I think it was November 9th. And basically, the plan was when he graduated. All right, so I ain't even gonna skip forward like that. So Jeremiah went to Job Corps last year in November. We were staying, it was me and him and Fat, and we was roommates with my sister. But when he left, basically the plan was I go stay with my grandma, not accumulate nothing, just like not have to worry about no bills, no nothing, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, when he left and went to Job Corps last year, I got my stuff and I moved to my grandma's house, so that way it would be easier as far as babysitter, if I had work or anything like that. Yeah, so I left, and plus I didn't want to be alone because I was used to it being me, him, and Jeremiah. Like I wasn't used to it being just me and Fat. So I moved to my grandma's house the week after he left to go Job Corps. So he was there for 10 months. He graduated September 8th, 2020 of this year. So last month he graduated. And for months we've been talking about like not staying in North Carolina because we want to get away, like start over. And plus he was getting different job opportunities while at Job Corps in different states, making good money. So I was down to move. So I really didn't, because I could have got my own place. Like I could have, but I didn't. I waited. So I waited on him. It took us about, well, I ain't even gonna say us because I didn't have to worry about nothing. Like he found us a place down here. He had a job down here already when he graduated. Like he had everything. He had money that he had saved up and accumulated in his fires. So like I really didn't have to worry about nothing moving. So when it came down to time, he called and let me know like he already had the place. He already had paid the money and everything. Well, not the, the rent, because you gotta pay that with a pay stub when you get here. But like he did everything. Like so the only thing we had to do was come up here, get him the I said pay stub, get him the money order, and then get our keys. Get the lights on, get our keys. But yeah, anyways, let's fast forward. Let's rewind. So yeah, he graduated on the 8th. I'll never forget, he sent me the picture, and then I ended up driving. Because his Job Corps, where he was located, he was 4 hours away from me. So think about it, it was a 4-hour drive to him, and then a 4-hour drive from him. So we, so yeah, on the 8th, I got in my car, and I drove up there to get him. And from then, the 8th, we started planning everything out, because our move-in date was September 12th. And the 8th, what's that, 4 days? 4 days to get everything that we need, because we did not want to come up here and try to find furniture or try to find anything. So we wanted to get everything we need and then come up here. So we had 4 days. So in those 4 days, we went and we bought everything we needed. Furniture, kitchen, Fat's bedroom, our bedroom, like everything we needed. So we didn't have to worry about it. So after we did that, we went and got a U-Haul. But I didn't know it was so much to drive a U-Haul one way. we went and got a U-Haul and a trailer to pull my car up here, so we have some type of transportation starting out. And y'all, I ain't never drove a U-Haul before in my life. When I say I was scared, not only did I have to drive the big U-Haul, but I had to pull the car on the trailer. Never in my life have I done it. I was scared. And that's the only thing I had to do. The only thing I had to do was drive us up here. He paid for everything. He handled everything. The only thing I had to do was drive. So we got the U-Haul and everything. We started packing it. I think I got like videos or something of us doing, like, you know, loading the U-Haul up. I'm gonna see if I got something. If I do, I can upload it to this video. But yeah, we started packing everything on the U-Haul, and we started making our rounds to, you know, say bye to our immediate family before we left. So Friday we woke up and we went and we got everything that we needed. We even got the U-Haul that day, matter of fact. We packed everything on the U-Haul. Well, we didn't even pack everything on the U-Haul that day. We just put the couch on there so we have somewhere, you know, we won't have to worry about it raining on the couch if it was outside. And I didn't want no bugs on my couch. Why would I want my couch outside? That's nasty. Anyways, yeah, so we got the U-Haul and we just packed the couch on there. We didn't really pack the truck until Sunday when we was leaving. So Saturday when we woke up, the plan was for him to go say goodbye to his family, because I was like living with my family, and my family, they knew it was coming. Like, I already had told them, like, he graduate this day and we moving this day, and they was like spending time with me and my son all summer, like every day. Like, we was doing something. Like, they spent, that's one thing I can't say, my aunt, they spent time with us. Like, my aunt definitely, she came out there every day and spent time with me and my son. Even now, she called me every day. But yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that. So yeah, like, my family, only people I really had to say like bye to was like my, you know, my mama, my daddy, my siblings. So I took him, his family. I'm from Burlington, but he's from Durham, North Carolina. So I took him to Durham so he could say bye to his grandfather. And then his mother lived in High Point, so we went up there to say bye and everything that Saturday. And then we went back home, you know, relaxed, because I needed to get as much rest as I could, because it was a 10-hour drive. So we went back home after we did all of that and we relaxed. So that Sunday, he got invited to a dinner from his family that basically, you know, a goodbye. It wasn't a goodbye dinner, but everybody wanted to see him before he left. It was a dinner for something else, but everybody wanted to see him before we left. So Sunday we go to the dinner. We went to the dinner and everything Sunday. And when we got back from the dinner, I went and said bye to my dad. And then I went and said bye to my dad. And then I went back home where I was staying at the time to, you know, get some sleep, because it was like, the dinner started at like 4. We left the dinner at like 7, so we didn't get back to Burlington till like 7:45. So it was already kind of late, and we was planning on getting on the road at 10. Mind you, I had already been up all day because we had loaded the truck early that morning. So I was tired, and I had to drive 10 hours, and I wanted to drive straight because I didn't want to stop because I wanted to get here. So after I said goodbye to my dad, we went back to my house. I think I just said that. We went back to my house, and I kind of like ate my food that was left over from the dinner, and then I like went to sleep. And I set my alarm for like 10:30, 11 o'clock that night just to wake up. And yeah, I took a sleep. So then when the alarm woke up, that's when I really got nervous. Like, when that alarm went off and I realized like we're really about to have to drive. Well, I'm really gonna have to drive 10 hours in a big U-Haul pulling a car, something I've never done before. So yeah, I was nervous. So funny part, the U-Haul was pulled in the yard, so I had to back it out. The car was already loaded on the trailer. I had never done it, so it took me like 20 minutes. I never got out the driveway, so I ended up having to go wake my papa up so he can back the trailer up. out the yard and stuff for me, so that way only thing I could do is pull it out, drive straight, because I knew that if I couldn't do nothing else, I could do that. And I had in my head, like, the whole time I'm driving, no matter if I gotta stop and get gas, stop and get food, I'm gonna make sure I pull somewhere where I can just pull straight out, because I cannot drive this stuff. I couldn't back it up, so I already knew. So we left around like 11 o'clock that night, and my grandma stays in the country. So like from her house to any gas station that's open that time of night is a good 20-minute ride at least. So we drove to the truck stop to fill the U-Haul up with gas so we can get on the road. So by, I say 11:45, 12 o'clock, we was on the road. So we got on the road. I was driving. The U-Haul, the drive wasn't even that bad. Like the drive, like, I'm not even gonna say the drive wasn't even that bad. Driving the U-Haul wasn't as bad as I thought. I think everyone was just trying to scare me, because I drove it pretty good. Like, we stopped, got gas 3 times, I think. We filled up 3 times. I pulled in, I pulled out, got back on the highway. It was no problem. So when we left, our arrival time was 9, but with stopping and getting gas, everything, you know, that pushes it back. So we didn't, so our arrival time changed to like 11. So once we got closer, once we got closer, I wasn't nervous, but I was excited then. Yeah, I was excited. I wasn't nervous no more. I was excited. So we get here, and I pull up to the leasing office or whatever. Mind you, I told you, I didn't have to worry about nothing. So I didn't have to worry about no money, filling out no paper, doing none of that. He did everything. So I pulled in, thinking it was all the way around. It was a one-way in, one-way out. So I messed up by pulling in, because I told y'all I couldn't back up. So I pulled in. He goes inside the leasing office, and when I realized that I can't turn around, I'm stuck. So I was over there for like 20 minutes fighting, trying to figure out how I was gonna back out and get out. So eventually, I guess someone seen me, and he asked me, could he help me? And I was like, yes. So I got out the car, and I let him, you know, get it out. So he got it out. So then we had to, what did we have to do? We had to leave. We had to go leave and go pay for inspection for the apartment before we moved in. So we left and we went to the inspection place. Mind you, when I pulled in the inspection place, it was the same thing. It was a one-way in, one-way out, so I would have had to back out. So I was frustrated. So eventually, so you know what I did? I just drove over the bump, you know, the little bump things that you got to park in. I drove over that, and I pulled the trailer over there, and I pulled it out. So then when we got back, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna park over there, because I remember it was a one-way in, one-way out, but it was like the same apartment complex, but it was apartments across the street. And I was like, that look like that's the exit over there. Pull in there. He goes back in, he gives them the paper and everything that he need. He called the light people, get it switched in his name. And when I was about to pull out, that parking lot was a one-way in, one-way out also. And good. So he come back after he did everything. They gave him the keys. No, they didn't. Yeah, they gave him the keys, and he came and told me. He was like, well, come on, because she got to show us the apartment and where it's at and stuff. And I was like, okay. And then that's when I realized that it was a one-way in, one-way out. So that's when I told him. I was frustrated. I'm not going to lie. I probably was mean to him, but I wasn't trying to be mean to him. So I just told him, I was just like, you just go with her and you figure it out, and I'm gonna try to get us out of here. I'm gonna try to get up out of this little spot so I can get down there so we can unload the U-Haul and stuff and drop it off, because we were trying to drop the U-Haul off that same day, because we had put down a deposit, because we paid for cash. So we put down a deposit, in order for us to get our money back, we had to turn the U-Haul back in. So my plan was to unload the U-Haul the day we got up here, so we can go ahead and drop it off, so that way we ain't gotta worry about that. We can just unpack. That didn't work. So he went, he seen the place, whatever. He was gone for about 20 minutes. He come back. I'm still in the same spot. Can't get out, stuck. People is watching me struggle. People is not trying to help me. Obviously, I can't drive it, but everybody's watching me. They're not trying to help me. So then he go get the maintenance man. The maintenance man said he could do it, but he couldn't get behind the wheel because he was under contract. So that made me even madder. So I was like, I don't know why he came over here if he couldn't do it for us. So I'm sitting there, he trying to tell me how to do it. I'm seeing that like, you see I can't do it, just do it. But he didn't do it. So he walked off and said he was gonna try to find somebody. He never came back, which I knew he won't. So then like, I'm sitting there fighting, sweating bullets, tired, because I drove 10 hours straight. I don't think I mentioned it. I drove 10 hours straight, no sleep, no stopping besides getting gas. I drove straight. And we were sitting there. I was tired, I was frustrated, I was hot, I was ready to get out, I was ready to see the place. I was just sick of it. So I was like, well, since I can't back the trailer out with the car on it, maybe it'll be easier if we unload the car. So we unloaded the car. Yeah, we unloaded the car, and I tried, and it still was hard. So we fought with it for about, when I say y'all, we fought with that trailer and that car for about 3 or 4 hours. Like, we had the keys in our pocket, but we could not go nowhere because we were stuck. So so eventually I seen this man, and he pulled up, and I seen him pull, and he had an Advanced AutoZone, one of them. He had that type of shirt on, and I was like, he gotta know. So I asked him, and he was like, oh yeah, I can do it, no problem. When I say y'all, it took him like 5 minutes to do it. I finally got out, and when I got out, the car was already unloaded. So what I did, I got him to follow me on the U-Haul, and we went on and dropped the trailer off. Sorry y'all, my phone cut off. But yeah, so we dropped the trailer off, and we came back, and we started unloading the U-Haul. But when I say I was exhausted, like I was crying, like I was so tired, like I didn't have energy to do nothing, but I forced myself to do it. That's why I was crying, because I forced myself to do it. Like I was so exhausted, I was tired, I didn't have no energy, like I was over it. So we finally unloaded everything we unloaded everything that night. So sorry y'all, but we didn't take the U-Haul back to the next day, and we started unpacking. And yeah, and we've been up here for almost 2 months, a month and a half, and I like it. I miss my family, but I like it. And thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned.